yet to give them information.
I don't know, man. Overall, this is BREN Esports, classic BREN Esports, pulling out something new, straight, coming straight hot into the week. I'm a little surprised by the not swapping part, but as we said, since season one, Rebo has been MVP for almost so many games, right? And he is a legit carry for his team before, so I'm not surprised by here. But having Carl Tizzy on a tank, I'll be honest, like seriously, Carl Tizzy on this tank it doesn't fit his playstyle. I wonder if BREN came up with something new over the weekend. Like they said, you know what, you're super aggressive, Carl Tizzy. Why don't you go on a pretty good tank, on a high damage tank? Let's see how you do.
And Lusty goes in, just trying to take as much damage as possible against Hades. And you know what? Onto the middle lane, I like this idea that Carmilla and that Selena, with the certain stun and with a certain hug that Carmilla and Selena can do on one hero,
Right?
just getting to level 2
Look at
will
this.
mean a lot of damage onto the side of Bren.
Hades looking with some pretty good damage. Will be the one to be taken out here as Rebo goes in with a double on that carry. Still going strong. Few is on a very bad spot there. Will be traded very early by Signal Ultra. And I have to say, this is a very hot match straight off the bat.
Okay, Flap here, running in front of, jumping in front of Ray actually, and Flap getting as much gold as possible here. And if you would look at Lusty, he's just clawing his way against his enemies.
Now, so let's have a look at the Gillette instant replay there. Hashtag shave the day right there. Beautiful placement of the spinning light wheel there from Rebo. Gave no exit at all for Signal Ultra's duo on the top lane, which means they can go aggressive here again, and they're going to be reading it through it. Did not know that Sujin was nearby, so they'll probably have to back off. Sujin already at level 4 on this Baksha. That is quick.
And look at Imba DJ, he cannot go in front because he knows when he gets caught out by an arrow or a stun by Carmilla, those are going to be non-stop disables on his side.
Yep.
Chujin here.
Speaking of
Oh!
which, there's going to be a lot of damage that's being absorbed by Signal Ultra here.
Almost.
Arrow almost connecting to Ben Sandy, forcing everyone else to back off. It's a 4v2 under the tower. They will take on Few. And where is everyone else? That's going to be Lusty there on that assassination for the Natalia. They're not done. Carrot Carl Tizzy moving over to the top lane. This is a very deep dive. Sujin with the backup. Still very closely here with the Signal Ultra tanks. BREN might have taken off a bit more than they could chew here. Carl Tizzy so aggressive on that Carmilla. He cannot get that full regeneration from this hero. Will be there to save the day. Apparently will not be able to make it as Rebo is still not really on that high damage output carry that we usually see.
Yeah, he's not on that high damage output carry that we see often.
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
agree with you. But you know what? Electro Flash is there.
Yep.
There,
They've slowed down a lot. Yeah.
there is the presence of 4 kills on his side. It will accelerate his power spike.
For sure.
It will accelerate his power spike. But I think it just depends on
Oh!
the other side if you think
What
about
a
it.
kick there.
Rebo?
Insanity picks up Rebo, shuts down those 4 kills that we were talking about. And it's going to slow down his farm a little bit. He's going to miss up a few waves, rather. And I have to agree, man. This is going to be a different story. The moment that Rebo locks in those endless battles, right? The items that he really needs to get the damage done.
Bensanity though, he's just staying there, just trying to get another kick. And Flap almost going down. Flap here with the slaughtering sides. But look at Few. Few just went in with the growth and dash out. You will be fine.
Yep, absolutely. Again, at this itemizations, it's very early Clock of Destiny for Imba DJ, 4 minutes and 21 seconds, and the rest of the team are starting to go into this turtle. Gonna be a big advantage here. If you get it, Few will eliminate the Kagura, but the turtle goes over the Sujin. Oh my gosh, the damage actually got that turtle. Although they will be giving over a lot of kills for this. That's going to be Rhea going down as well. That's a 3-for-1 favor of Signal Ultra. Sorry, BREN Esports rather, and they can get even more after this.
And Rebo just focusing on that turret. Cards here is the target of Ben Sanity. Ben Sanity here with a 3-1. He doesn't have the concussive blast. He doesn't have the concussive blast on his side. He went for another tank emblem here. And you know what? That's very odd to me. Because if you think about it, the bread and butter for Cho was the concussive blast just because of the extra damage output.
Yeah, he really wants to be a literal tank Cho with just plain survivability in mind, and that's what you do when you get tenacity. Now, it's gonna be BREN Esports a little bit up on the tempo. They did lose on the turtle. Seems to be a pretty big trade here, if you ask me.
And yeah, just have that certain amount of control over the map. It will put Signal a bit back, but Shujin here chasing up for a few. He really likes to chase those people down.
They're going straight up on top lane. Looks like Ben Santy's going to have to make a run for it. That tenacity not really helping out that much. Few on the chase here on the back foot can still push back Hades. Here comes Sujin trying to back up his teammates. It's going to be a little bit too late, though, as BREN Esports also going for the mid lane push alongside Carl TZ. Now, Carl TZ is showing to be a pretty aggressive hero. On the Carmilla top lane, it's also the same story. Ignoring Sujin, going straight for the tower. He's taking a bath on the Tortoise Pazans. Will be taken out there. Goodbye to that Selena. And the rest of BREN Esports members are low here. Imba DJ with Hades going to be giving over another kill to the Claude.
Whew, this is one action-packed fight. Carlzy here going in front of them, and this is a usual setup for him. But on the other side of the map, that Claude was supposed to be him. Not really this game, but that Claude is always him. He likes to use that hero. Right now, he's on a Carmilla. He goes on a bad route. Then he just pays that price.
And this really is not the usual Carl TC game that we know. Giving over the carry to Revo definitely feels a little different. This does not feel like a BREN Esports lineup at all. It feels a little different. It gets pushed back. It gets punished very heavily. And that's usually where BREN excels. They don't get punished, even for the aggressive plays that they make.
I mean, there is enough room for change for people to actually just understand what meta it is right now. And BREN Esports is showing us that they believe that this is the right way for them. And Kagura gets hit by that arrow.
Yep, hit on the arrow, and the rest of BREN Esports are trying to see if they can stun even more. Here comes Lusty as well from the back. And it's going to be Rhea suffering the damage from the Carmilla. As I said, that's a high damage output tank, if you ask me. And the rest of BREN, they're still trying to see if they can eye Imba DJ the target. But looks like Hades. Whoa, look at that. Lusty puts Hades to half with just one skill.
Okay.
What the heck?
Look at what Rebo's doing right now. He went to the middle lane with the orange buff on his side. So that means Signal Ultra doesn't really have the liberty to fight at that point because Rebo has the items and has the orange buff. But what they did after is when they took that middle lane turret, Rebo went straight up top, getting that orange buff into the process. Now, everyone on Signal Ultra side went to the top side because they know that they need the def. But when that was happening, some people from BREN Esports just went up to the bottom lane.
Yep, in BREN Esports, quick assassination by Lusty and engaged by the rest of the team proves that they can take down targets one by one as long as they get hit by the arrow. And look at this, Lusty's just doing drive-bys. Drive-by after drive-by, going into targets, putting them to half, and then making an escape, letting his teammates do the work for him.
They don't have that stun coming out for the side of Signal Ultra. So there's this freedom for BREN Esports to just dash in, dash out as much as they want. But as long as Sujin here can get him with a wheel, it's probably going to be Lusty's death. But the thing is, that's not going to happen because that is a very hard hero to hit.
It's very difficult to hit, especially since you don't have anyone who can provide that big AoE vision. Now it's going to be a big Lord fight, ladies and gents. Signal Ultra looking really good here. Goes to Falling Star mode, but the Lord will be secured by Flap right there right now, but the next fight could be big here for Signal Ultra. They could clean this up very nicely. Hades is low. Few moves in for the flicker and the garrote and will be shutting down the Claude. Carl Tizzy on the back foot is looking like he still feels like a carry. Going straight for the low HP members here of Signal Ultra. Damage will be there. Stun
Nice
is
bait.
a little bit too late. Great flicker there by Ben Sandy, and that means Carl Tizzy could be heavily punished here if he is aggressive. But Few is the one who is oh!
Wow!
He takes out the Imba DJ at the same time. What a play there!
As if Imba DJ wasn't there to see it from downtown.
From downtown.
From downtown. And look at this. The Lord has been slain by BREN Esports. They got what they wanted. Rockhart now. Signal Ultra needs to defend.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty easy defend. It is a Claude that has, I think, 2 to 3 items already. So it should be a pretty good def. And Signal Ultra, they're kind of all over the place as well, if you ask me. Like, they're not sure. I mean, at that point, Imba DJ could have probably made an escape. He had 2 members straight onto Few, and they were just having a hard time finishing him off. But apparently, you know, you don't have much room to wiggle if Few's the one throwing the arrow at you.
You can never wiggle as much if Few is throwing out that arrow. And that was proven by Imba DJ. He got hit. He took all that damage, and it was enough to take him down. Now, for BREN Esports, though, it's really more on the idea of just controlling whatever it is for the Claude right now. They cannot really just think that they've won this just because Claude is on the other side. Late game scaling is still 50-50 for them.
Really is.
But for Signal Ultra, I think the main factor that you need to look at here isn't only just the Claude, but it's also Esmeralda. Esmeralda has some late game capabilities as well.
That's right. Esmeralda is also very much late game, and that shield stacking can go on for days, as long as it can hit the targets. The problem right here is that, of course, targets are difficult to go near, and basically BREN is just going, trying to keep distance from their enemy right now. It's proving to very hard to charge that shield up to its maximum.
BREN just sticking to their gut, not really pressuring anything. They're not confident that they can end it like this. And this is a good sign coming out from BREN Esports. They know the limits of their heroes, and they're not really just forcing out the plays just because the other side has Claude. And that's the freedom that you have when you have a carry on your side. A good placement of Wind of Nature, just like that one, the one that she got on the 4th item slot for carry, it will make all the difference here against that Hades Claude.
Yep, absolutely. Now it's going to be, as I said, the free items locked there. Wind of Nature even secured, I think, for the Claude means that they're trying to just keep Hades alive as much as possible here in this game. Because BREN Esports are on the hunt, though, for where is this Claude? Who can we pick off here? Carl Tizzy is in such an aggressive angle, going for Signal Ultra on the jungle.
Well, he has the ability to do so. Like, if you pick a Carmilla and you cannot bully a side lane, that is usually bad news. But for Kurtzy here, not really the best in terms of performance. But you know what? It works. He's gonna use it, and he's gonna make sense of it.
Yep. Few is always finding someone in the bush. He's like throwing random arrows, and he always keeps finding someone in the bush. Just makes me... So look at this guy. He just knows where to throw those arrows all the time. Now, it's going to be Lord up. Should be big here for BREN.
So, BREN, they can actually use this capability, use this Lord right now to end the game. But onto the bottom side on that Tri-Brush, they're actually having a skirmish.
Absolutely big one here. They catch Sujin. There is no answer from Signal Ultra. What is happening here? And even... Their backline is just looking, and they're just dancing while Lusty's on there looking for a target. Will be kicked back though, so good answer for Signal. But everyone else from BREN was just basically just hunting there.
They wanted to get more. They give up Lusty. Lusty, he wasn't really in the range for that execute on the Claude and the Bensanity. If he was, that could have been another story here.
Yeah,
But
completely different story.
Chujin doesn't have that retribution.
Oh, the dive in by Rhea. Bensanity's pretty low. Will be taken out by Carl Teasy. Oh my gosh, Carl Teasy on the tank is just... I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, man. It feels different. It just feels so different from usual tank players that we have in the game. That marksman aura is really starting to kick in for this guy.
Look at Rebo. He's just going 1v1. Going crazy against that Lord. Chujin here just rolling onto the turtle lane.
Rolling in the deep.
He gets silenced, and Chujin here getting pushed back. Few using all of his
Few's so
skits
low.
to get it a certain advantage, but Chujin is the next target, and actually Claude goes down.
Yeah, second reset for the Lord, and BREN says, you know what, go ahead. We'll go ahead and take up some of your members. 4 people down here for Signal Ultra. What is happening here? They are starting to get pressured on. That Lord starting to look like just a bait. With BREN Esports taking full advantage of the man down for Signal.
They're not wasting their time into one lane. That's a sign of a good team. Like, if you cannot push that one lane up top or at bot, you go
That
straight
should
for
be
the
it.
other
There
side.
you go.
And
They're
when
going
you
for the
cannot,
finish.
when you cannot push the top side and the bot side, what do you go for? You go for the middle lane. And what do you do in the middle lane?